So hello, beautiful tribe, and welcome to Magic Month of June. Can you believe that we are halfway through the year? And I would be really super grateful to those of you listening live if you can let me know that you can hear and that the technology is working correctly. And welcome to Magic Month. Magic Month, if you don't know it, is a energy forecast for the month ahead. So it gives you an overview of what is happening from a channel point of view, from an astrological point of view, from an energetics and ascension point of view, so that you can use that information to know the best times to manifest, the best times to heal, the best times of the month to do whatever is in alignment with what the cosmic clock of the sky is saying, and also so that you can understand, the what is happening through you, because we really are living through times of monumentous inner and outer change and challenge and blessing, and it's quite overwhelming. So the intention with Magic Month is that this show gives you just a little bit of insight and understanding to make the most of the month, to find the magic and the blessing and the understanding of it. And June, I feel like I'm saying this every month of the year, but June is a very significant month. This year is just a roller coaster of upgrading and powerful energies and opportunities, and June is just another one of those moments, and in a very, very beautiful way. When I was tuning in, what I understood about June was that it really is gonna be an amplification of whether you're walking your talk. It's like, can you bring the spiritual into form? Can you embody? Can you embody more of your soul, more of your flow? And this is Magic Month of June. This is June. And it feels significant in the sense that this year, the guides, if you're a regular to Magic Month, have been talking, the guides and the sky have been talking a lot about quantum shift and accelerated ascension and upgrade. And when I tune into June, how I am shown it, how I perceive it, is it's like a turning point. It's like a tipping point, or a toppling over moment where that quantum shift gets real. It gets into the body, it becomes part of our reality. And so let's have a meditation just to bring us into connection, and then we'll go into the forecast. And so when you're ready, closing your eyes, and feeling the muscles around your eyes relaxing. As you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And as you breathe in love, and breathe out gratitude, give yourself permission to be in process, permission to change, permission to not change, permission to struggle, permission to love. Permission to live. And as you grant yourself permission, notice what changes in your inner landscape. What changes in your heart. And connect to the beautiful energies and the frequency of the rose. That has joined us in this webinar entrance point. And allow yourself to attune to those frequencies. To all of that strength. And all of that love. The that the rose physically manifests. Just allowing your strength to be strengthened by these frequencies. And your love to be enriched by these frequencies. When you are ready, open your heart to June. Just noticing what you experience, what you notice about Magic month of June. What is starting to be revealed to your heart. When you're ready, opening your eyes and sharing in the chat box about what is being revealed to you. About this month. What insights are you getting? Let's co-create this webinar together. And so sharing in the chat about what insights you're getting. For me, there's a real softness coming through about June. And a newness and an open-heartedness. And yes, more flow. And I agree, there is guidance that I'm getting that is all about this like shift in the currents happening on the collective level in June. And so I'm glad that you're all feeling very similar to me about June. So on June 2nd, which has gone, but it was the first astrological event of the month, and I'm sharing it because often whatever happens at the start of the month sets the scene, sets the insight for what the month is about. And right at the start of the month, we have Jupiter in Gemini, and Gemini is a massive theme for June. And so Gemini is the twins, and Gemini is all about relationship. And you know, my guides were actually channeling recently, and they were saying that they said the most amazing thing. They were like, relationship is celebration. If you are not in celebration, you are not in relationship with. And I just invite that to land with all of you. If you are not in celebration, you are not in relationship with. So what are the areas of your life that you're not celebrating? And if you're not celebrating them, then you're not going to be relating them and creating them and generating them. And so it's not a surprise those are the stuck areas of your life. And so there's this theme of relationship and celebration running through June because of the Gemini. And Gemini is also, because it's the twins, it's about the dance between the etheric and the energetic and the physical. You know, in Gemini you've got one physical mortal twin and one spiritual immortal twin, and the body and the soul. And this is about the balancing and the dancing between them all. And so Jupiter in Gemini on the 2nd of June was trine with Pluto in Aquarius. And this is actually a really beautiful alignment. It's kind of a fusion of Jupiter and Pluto. And Pluto is death and rebirth. And Jupiter is like path and abundance and expansion. And what I see is like there is this kind of dropping away of things that don't serve you in June. Almost in an impossible way. It's like you don't even know how to keep them anymore. You don't even know how, like they just have to go. But it's so much more of who you truly are can come in. So much more of your soul can come in. And I think what June is really going to highlight is what is soul and what isn't. That's what I'm feeling when I tune into the energy. It's like, what is your absolute fullness and what isn't? And there's another aspect to this trine, which is it's very, very strong. And my guides were really talking about support last month, and they were saying that, support is how you have the strength to have energy flow through you. It's how you have the strength to be full of your own love, to be full of your own ascension, to be full of your own expansion. And what the sky is saying, what this trine is saying is like, be strong, do what you need to do to be strong, to be supported, so that you can open up to this great big death and rebirth, alignment, power. You can feel the energy of it actually, even though it starts really gently. And then on June 3rd, Mercury enters retrograde. So, Mercury enters Gemini, not retrograde. And so Mercury is the planet of communication. We have it going in to Gemini, which really is all about relationship and communication and communicating with other, how body communicates to soul, how you are in relationship with. And this is also a Gemini stellium, so we've got a lineup of 3 planets that line up with the sun. And so there is this like, align your mind, your body, your spirit, We also have a parallel of planets on the 3rd, which is at the time of this recording today. And so we have Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune all in a line, all aligning. And so, you know, these early days in June, what they're showing is they're showing that June is about getting into line. It's about getting your ducks in order. It's about lining up. You know, it's about creating the direction of the true self in all that you're doing, in all that you are, from body to soul and back down again. And then on the 4th of June, the Sun is conjunct with Venus in Gemini. And, you know, this is also the Sun conjunct with Venus. You know, Venus is love and heart and beauty and softness and sensuality and feminine. And the Sun is true. And so this is a wonderfully kind of creative, heart-expanding, beautiful energy. And all of these things, you know, these are big things like death and rebirth of your path, getting in line, lining up, and then really bringing your heart to your truth. They're like big and bold, and yet they're really, all of them are beautiful. You know, there's so much beauty in there. And it's about really surrendering to the heart. You know, if that first few days of June is a map or an instruction from the sky, what it's saying is like everything's gonna change. Everything is changing. But don't be insecure about it, it's lining up. So that your heart and your truth become one. So that you become love. And then we have on the 6th of June the Gemini new moon that is all about love. Really powerful moon for manifesting from the heart and for the heart. It's also a moon to like call in what you want. How do you want your relationships to upgrade? How do you want to be celebrated? One of the things that is coming to me as I'm sharing with you is one of the most powerful practices to do on this moon, and actually we are going to do that in the Life Force Cafe. If you're a Life Force Cafe member, this is what we're going to do. Is to connect to what you want to happen in terms of relationship. And it can be friendship, it can be relationship with the universe, it can be relationship with another human being that you don't know or you do know. But really turning that everything that you're kind of externally wanting and pulling it inwards and bringing it in and letting it flow through you. Because there is this power in Gemini that is also about being able to go out and go in. And if you turn your love, like the love you want to have with somebody else, and turn it towards yourself, and really give it to yourself, that's just such a powerful activation. It's such a beautiful activation. And it's also a very powerful time to look at where you're contradicting yourself. Like, very often we are saying that we want to manifest something, but are we actually creating the space to manifest it? Are we creating the support to manifest it? Are we actually gearing our lives towards it? And so this is what the first part of June is about. It's about this, like, are you lined up with your heart? Are you in alignment with what you want, and really allowing that to happen, so that by the time you get to the new moon, you're really clear on what you need to change, and what you need to call in, and what you need to manifest. But it's all very soft, and it's all very glorious, and it's all very, very lovely. And it's a gorgeous new moon, beautiful moon. And then on the 9th of June, we have Mars in Taurus. And Mars is the warrior. It's the masculine, the warrior energy. And Taurus really is grounded, it's about the earth. And it was beautiful when I tuned in about this part of the month, and this particular astrological event. What I saw was a warrior kneeling. It's like a warrior bowing towards the earth. And I would say that the 9th of June is a really powerful time to bow yourself towards the earth. There's an invitation this month to stop fighting, to bow, to say, all right, Gaia, all right, soul, all right, cosmos, all right, universe, I surrender. Just whatever you want, we're gonna go with. We're gonna flow with. And I believe that's gonna start, like, it's already kind of starting, but I really feel like we're gonna feel this in June. It's like these currents of energy and shifts that are happening underneath the earth. The magnetic structures are just starting to change so much now that it's like either you ride those waves, or you're going to, don't go into battle with them. Don't go into battle. Bow your warriors. Notice what you have to surrender into, what you have to give up. And there's also an invitation of slow and steady. It's like Taurus is like, you don't need to rush this. And then what we have on June 14th is the Sun is conjunct with Mercury in Gemini. And the Sun being conjunct with Mercury in Gemini, that's like clarity, it's communication, it's the power of affirmation, it's, it's almost like come into full self-expression. And this June 14th, I believe, begins our crescendo into the solstice. So it's like we go from this very floaty time where we're just seeing what's out of alignment, where we're like tuning in, where we're opening up to love, where we're being in celebration. And then we bow and we surrender to the Great Mother, and we give her everything. And then she meets us. She because we're bowed, she meets us. And as she meets us, like June 14th feels like the beginning of this like real currency and energy current shift starting to happen. And what's so important is, you know, Mercury's communication in Gemini, which is also communication. The sun is truth. It's like, start communicating your truth as clearly as possible. Because that is how you hold your truth. That is how you let your truth flow. That is how you allow your power to flow. That is how you are in resonance with nature and how you ride these waves. And I almost feel like it's gonna become impossible not to. Like, I almost feel like you're just not gonna not be out. Being out of your truth is just gonna feel so distorted and draining and misaligned that it's just impossible not to. And then this builds again on June 17th. Mercury, so we have communication again, and Venus in Cancer. Cancer is like the ultimate sensitive water sign. So Mercury and Venus move into Cancer, and Venus is the heart, and Mercury's communication. And in Cancer, both of these become so compassionate and poetic and floaty and flowy and gentle and grace. And it's like the sky's saying, like, this is what it is to flow. Just let your truth flow, let your heart flow. Let it all ribbon and ripple. And allow yourself to feel. And really, if there is anything, any bit of advice I can give as I'm tuning into the energies and the processes of June, it's like, feel all of it. Just feel as much as you can. And in a way of celebrating. Like, even if you're celebrating the fact that it's the last time you're going to do it because you're not aligned anymore, it's like, just celebrate it. let grief be celebration, let love be celebration, let the freedom be celebration, because in every moment you have a choice to be insecure or in celebration. And that's what this month is also going to be. It's like, either you're really insecure or you're really in celebration. And then on the 20th of June, as the sun enters Cancer, we also have the solstice. The solstice is the 20th of June this year. And you know, the solstice is about potential. It's about the potential of the light and the potential of the dark and the fullness of whichever hemisphere you're in, whether you're in the masculine or the feminine. It's about fullness. And this solstice, to me, especially for those that have like surrendered into the flow, have given over, have expanded and softened and let live and let be and bow to the earth and given in, this solstice just feels like a amplification of all that is power, of all that is truth, of all that you are. It's like so much more energy. Is Gaia's gonna be embodying more of her soul. Like, the quantum shift is gonna be happening in part on this solstice. And when I'm tuning in, it's just like energies from deep, 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 deep miles down within the earth are speeding up, are charging up, are moving up. And so it's like a highly sensitive time. and a time that, you know, is intense. I would say June, even though it's very beautiful, it's very, very intense. And this, obviously, the solstice is an amazing time to be in ceremony. It's an amazing time to be manifesting. It's an amazing time to be becoming full of your own soul. And I always recommend that people come into ceremony on solstice, because when so many people are in ceremony, the impact of that ceremony, you know, is charged by everybody else being in ceremony. And there really is this moment of this solstice, it's like crowning, you know? It's golden, this solstice. And like I said, it's a tipping point out of one type of consciousness into another type. And I would say that the type of, so what I'm going through personally in terms of preparing for the solstice myself, is I'm starting to understand that you can only have or hold. And when we are trying to have in these times, all that we're experiencing is insecurity and lack, because we can't have the things our soul wants, which is true power and real abundance and path fulfillment and magic and real love. All of those things, they are flows. And you can't have those things. In fact, the more you try and have, the less you're gonna have those things. And so in the culture that we've been brought up in, that we've been capitalized into, of have, as our souls are coming in, as we are embodying who we truly are, we just have to have less in order to hold more. Have less in order to hold more. And that's in terms of not just physical possessions, it's everything. But the solstice is also when you are going to feel like you can hold more. And then, you know, right, like this solstice is so about fullness, it's so about completion. On the 21st of June, we go into Capricorn full moon. So not only do we have the sun's equivalent of the full moon, have the summer solstice if you're in the northern hemisphere, we then have Capricorn full moon. And you know, Capricorn is the energy of getting to the top of the mountain. It is the energy of leadership and responsibility and breaking out of the habits. Becoming unstuck, breaking the cycles of karma. But it's also, there's a hardness to it. It's like, what is not yours, where you are not taking responsibility, where you need to be stronger, is going to be shown to you, because things are about to get spicy, because energy now is recircuiting, it is changing. And your leadership of self, which is about knowing how to hold, doing what you need to do to hold, knowing what you need to let go of, being able to discern. You know, if you think of Capricorn, if you think of the goat, and how cleverly they can climb like this, you know, like they can climb like the side of a mountain when it's like flat because they're just discerning the next step and fully committing to it. And so there's this energy of like, okay, you want to be in your fullness, you want to be in your full potential, take responsibility for it. And that also comes this solstice. And so it really does feel like the whole month, like when you tune into the energy of it, it's like the beginning is almost disorientated and floaty, and everything's changing. And then you surrender and you catch the waves. And then the waves take you to this whole new level. And then right at the end of the month, we have Saturn retrograding in Pisces. And, you know, Saturn is law and order and karma, retrogrades every year, has a big retrograde. But when Saturn retrogrades, it's like, have you learned your lessons? And anything that you haven't learned is going to be shown to you. And what happens at the end of the month, that's the clues for what your Saturn retrograde is about, particularly on June 29th, which is when it starts. Because Saturn's like, you don't get to cheat your way. You know, Saturn really makes sure that nobody cheats in the great laws of mastery. So that's what Saturn's teachings are all about. It's like, are you coming through the divine law, the divine order? And, you know, it's in Pisces. So the karma of Pisces, the karma of the old world, in us, around us, it's gonna be big. And that's why, but we want it to be big, because that's part of things coming back into order. Coming back into alignment, coming back into the stellium of self. And, you know, that's what you really have to take responsibility for, is what was out of alignment, is what wasn't true to your heart, what isn't true to you now. And so this month is like a big month of sweeping statements. And really seeing what's yours now and what isn't. And radically letting go of what isn't. It's a really powerful month to be journaling. It's a really, really powerful month to be bowing to the land. Very powerful month to be doing land work. And yet, there's also this invitation to be in celebration. To be in the joy. To start enjoying the change and the space and the challenge. And so that's the month. What do we think? What do we think of magic month of June? I'm going to channel because, you know, for me, I'm like, I don't even know anymore how anybody does this next stage of ascension without channeling. Like, how do we learn how to go from having to hold? I don't know. You ask the guides. That's where I'm at now. I'm like, I don't know. Just ask the guides. And before I channel, if there is any of you that want to bow to the land and really learn how to hold the flow and be recurrented as Gaia gets recurrented, then I am holding a solstice in Star Mountain landwork journey over the solstice. And this event, you know, it's one of those things where the guides have been like, it is happening. And I've been like, is it? And they're just like, no, 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 it is happening. And as I get closer to it and I realize how much everything has been building up for this event, certainly in my life, it's like really a significant piece of land work that is happening. It's really beautiful, and it's in just the most powerful place. Like, Star Mountain is the mountain that is the record keeper of the origin code, and you go there and it's just like you're in this place that is like literally luminous with energy and codes, and there's crystals in caves and whole crystal mountains and crystalline water, and it's like being in the ethereal, both energetically and in how nature is manifesting. It's amazing. And so the landwork journey there, you know, given that it's like a fairly small amount of time for a landwork journey, like, I've done so much preparation for it. Like, I've been taken to so many other lands to prepare for it, and it's places that are connected to currents and currencies, and because this solstice moment is just so significant. You know, the shift in the currents, in the flows. It is a shift in the power balance within ourselves. And we have to learn new ways of being when the power starts to flow in a different way. And that's what this journey is going to teach. New ways of being, and of being able to hold the flow and ride the currencies that are shifting. And so, to me, it's just such a significant and beautiful journey. And the deadline for signing up is today, is when all of these planets are in alignment. So you can click the find out more link, and you can join. And yeah, I agree, Andrea. I feel the whole month already now as well. And that's, you know, that's part of the new way. It's like being able to feel the like energetic process, to download, to sense, to, you know, we really are becoming Aquarian. Like, life is getting very, very different. And also, if you want to join for the New Moon transmission, and actually this month in the Life Force Cafe, I am doing the workshops because, yeah, I feel like actually the stuff my guides are doing is really significant and important. And so I also want to be able to share about it and workshop on it. And so if you can't make Star Mountain and you want the after workshop, you can join the Life Force Cafe and get the highlights, although nothing is as good as being there in person, obviously. And so let's just do a little bit of channeling. And when you're ready, closing your eyes. And I ask for the guidance that is in the highest good and the greatest joy of all. To flow through me now. Guardians of the golden thread, speak to you now. And we speak first of borrowing from nature. For during this month, all of you will have moments of feeling depleted, feeling as if you are opaque or pale in your energy, feeling as if there is a wispiness or a thinness, and as if you have no energy. And this is because the recurrenting that has already begun is happening through you as it is happening. In the body of the Great Mother. And so we advise that when this happens, we advise that you borrow from nature, connecting to the great trees or the plants of different kingdoms, asking for their color, their strength, their frequency. Borrowing some of their energy. To help you sustain and support yourself and know that this is given. For the plants perceive you as being one, as one of them. And as you borrow, you will feel your sovereignty increasing. You will feel yourself getting energy back, getting color back, getting boldness back. And so we invite you to borrow from nature. And we also invite you to do everything with as much space as you can. For the more spacious and considered you are, the easier it is to align and to be true. And being aligned is how you catch the current. And ride the waves of this particular moment of ascension. We say to you that this month everything is in the timing. Do not push through when you are feeling rushed or tired or out of time. Doing so will make you plug in to the currents that are reversing and will instantly drain your energy. Whereas being spacious, aligning, taking your time to be defined. To be full, to be committed, to be bold. This will mean you can catch the current that are reforming. Catch the new waves of the new earth. And feel so rippled with pleasure and light and surrender and softness because of that. We say whenever you are feeling the drain of the old currents, rest. Bring yourself back. Bring yourself back to center, and center with the earth. Slowing down into her currents and currencies. Be the bowed or kneeled warrior. And you will feel your energy returning, your vitality soaring, your sovereignty strengthening. This archetype, this image of the bowed warrior is the great medicine archetype for this month. And so at any time that you need to, bow gently to the earth. Be barefoot whenever you can be. Breathe more deeply. And finally, our advice to all who channel is to channel. Whether it is stream consciousness writing or direct voice writing, direct voice speaking. Let your guides be your view. Follow the signs, the synchronicities, the flows. For there will be many times during these magnetic shifts where the mind is not able to understand, where instead you must align with the wisdom of the body, or surrender to the guidance learning to hold the flow and, more importantly, ride the waves of the flow is learning to trust. And June is a lesson in learning to trust. And so when you're ready, letting that message permeate through you. And taking a few deep breaths, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Feeling the violet flame coming through your energy. Transmuting any energy that doesn't serve or belong into love and into light, if it is ready to be transmuted. And a golden rain shower of light taking any energy that is meant to go to the earth. As an offering to the earth. And a big beam of source light taking any energy that's meant to go somewhere else as an offering to the stars. Breathing in love. And breathing out gratitude. When you're ready, opening your eyes, coming into the room. So, I hope some of you can join us in Star Mountain. It's going to be absolutely magical. And yeah, I really think June is going to be quite the ethereal experience. Sending you all so much love and so many blessings and so much